We're back with Venkat and Charlotte Ducksworth. When we went to break, we were talking, Venkat was talking about Angarai. We didn't get a chance to totally introduce the company to you. Why don't you share Angarai with us?
Sure. As I mentioned, Angarai is a small town from southern India. That's my home. That's where I, was born and raised and grew up and came to America to pursue my American dream. After working for big firms for almost 10 plus years between IBM, Deloitte and Touche, and Price Waterhouse, I felt there is a niche and a service and a solution, rather, that we can provide to the marketplace, particularly to our government clients, the federal, state, and local agencies. That is the role of being an additional pair of eyes to the agency. By that I mean we focus on helping the agency in a very holistic way as a solution provider. Typically, our services starts where we do a diagnostics of the agency to understand the challenges, to understand the impediments that they have, and help them to write a white paper, including comparing the best practices, what are the comparable agencies are doing, bringing it to their attention, and with that helping them to move forward with that strategy. We provide them a roadmap and help them to implement the strategy. For example, currently we are executing a project for the state of Maryland Department of Human Resources, MDDHR, where the CIO, Ms. Isabel Fitzgerald, calls us as an extension of her office. What that means is that basically in terms of governance, compliance, oversight, making sure the technology roadmap is followed, the programs are met with the objectives and goals, that's the role that we play. And by nature of what we do and play, that will preclude us from bidding on opportunities in that agency because we are very closely involved in the operations side of things. But that's our sweet spot, and that's what we enjoy doing, and that's our niche that we have developed. And that did not happen overnight. My background is in mathematics and computer science, graduated more into the industrial psychology world, and then started doing program and project management. I'm a background in international business. So it is the combination of being able to provide a business transformation where we can bring in efficiency and effectiveness to an agency by leveraging solid management foundations and fundamentals and leveraging technology as a tool. We have around 5 intellectual property that are mine that we had developed. Now, the differentiator-wise, why Angarai? And what is that we do differently from others? Basically, we are an 8A. We are on the GSA schedule. We are also certified by various state and local agencies as minority business, as disadvantaged business, or however the categorization or clarification comes. But the way I look at it is that my certifications are important. That helps me to open the doors, no doubt, but that's not my priority. That's like going to a restaurant to have a meal where your objective is you go to the restaurant because you like the ambience, you enjoy the food. At the end of the experience, he's going to give you a check where you pay by Visa, Master, or American Express. That's the way I look at the certification on. So yes, definitely certification is important, but that's kind of where we have to leverage in terms of what is the value that we are providing. Why Angarai? I think that's very important.
That's what I'm going to let Charlotte answer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, what I want for what's most easy is for somebody else to actually tell us why and what differentiates Angarai from many other companies that are not located in tech, but many companies that you've worked with. What sets them apart?
Sure. Wow, I think there are several characteristics that have made Angarai what I think is one of our top companies in this region. One is a point that Venkat just made. It didn't happen overnight. Okay, so over time, and as we've seen him grow in the program, he's continually built relationships. He's continually networked with the right people. He's worked to identify the correct customers, the best opportunities. I mean, oftentimes when we have a procurement event or when we look at opportunities with Angarai and any of our companies, we really have to look at who's the right customer for them, okay? And based on their model and based on their temperament, who's the best customer for them. One of the other things that I think has been outstanding too is that Venkat is always ever learning, and he's put that type of idea in all of his staff as well. They are always ever learning. They never feel like they've got it all, so that they can be open to receive assistance. They can be open to work with myself or my team. They can come to like our proposal development workshops or our GSA schedule workshops and say, hey, this is something we want to take advantage of. They're ever learning. And so he's disciplined. They're persistent. They are about building relationships because, as my father used to say, it's not just about who you know, it's about who knows you. Mm-hmm. So, and that's an important component of what makes Angarai different.
Tell me, what are some of the services that are provided through the Technology Assistance Center and SBI that help to make Angarai achieve their goals and that may be available to other businesses?
Well, I think a couple of things that they've worked with us on, particularly in the area of looking at other opportunities. Venkat is never shy to say, hey, here's something that we're thinking about. What is the state doing in this area? What's the federal government doing in this area? And we like to identify opportunities. We have a database where we look at opportunities all across the country, but we also have built relationships because oftentimes those state and federal agencies come out to our procurement events. So his staff is typically there. They've participated in the vendor days. They introduce themselves to the other players, which I think is an excellent thing. So they take advantage of the workshops and opportunities that are there. And of course, we work with the clients on financing. Venkat has also taken advantage of working with our workforce development. So we looked at interns and other people that would be a fit for his organization. So it's workforce development, it's been financing, it's been procurement. So we try to create all of those types of opportunities and work with companies in those areas.
Great. I mean, now people should pay attention. She said that the vendor days are what Wednesday?
It's the third Wednesday of the month from 9 to 12
and
at EDC.
You could go to pgcedc.com
/SBI. Mm-hmm.
Click on the SBI tab to find out what upcoming vendor days we have.
That's correct, yes. Our next one will be with WSSC because they have, they have some very strong capital improvement pieces that they're doing, as you know, with water and sewer and our new infrastructure pieces. So that's going to be a huge one as well.
Look out for that. Now, Venkat, you mentioned that you had a holistic approach. You want to add to it. Let me let you add to it first.
Thank you for the kind words, Charlotte. In fact, one of the things that we do internally is that we have what's called an Angarai University. That's part of every individual in terms of their career and professional development. And I always say if we have the resources, we all will be a professional student. I mean, that's the way we look at it. In terms of the changes and how we adapt to the changes and how we can be successful and how we can make our customers successful. And to that end, I need to definitely, mention SBI has been of great help. As a matter of fact, we have certain rules inside Angarai. Every third Wednesday, we know there's going to be an event. There is at least one resource from Angarai who will and required to attend so they can assimilate to the others within the company, and that's been very helpful to us.
That's great. Now, you also mentioned that Angarai provides a pair of eyes for your customer and that you have a holistic approach to the system.
Well, basically, typically, particularly more so in the technology world, people always say, this project failed, that project failed. To me, projects don't fail, people do. So the holistic approach, if you can visualize a triangle, the three wedges would be the business transformation, the other wedge will be the management consulting, and third piece will be technology. When we talk about a holistic approach, I think it's important for us to look at to say, how am I going to transform the business? How am I going to transform the business to bring in efficiency and effectiveness? How am I going to leverage the management aspects, not only the project management, risk management, aspects, but also internal organizational change management, how we are going to help the individual staff of the agency to grow with us, to learn, to adapt, and leveraging technology as a tool. And that's been very successful, and that's what I meant when I said holistic approach to the solution that we provide.
That's great.